Welcome back to Living Local DMV. April is Autism Awareness Month, and the short film Love Zuri celebrates neurodivergence, family, and connection. Here to talk more about its upcoming run and where we can eventually see it is actor, director, producer, and screenwriter for Love Zuri. Let's welcome to the show Mohammed Williams. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, so let's just dive in. What is Love Zuri all about?
So Love Zuri is a personal story, and my daughter Zuri, who's now 9, is on the spectrum. We got the diagnosis when she was about 3 years old, and going through everything that I went through, our family went through, I just wanted to create something that kind of is a love letter to her, but also create a space for Black and African men to be able to have the conversation. Because what I've noticed is that a lot of us, there's so much that we go through in this space, but we don't necessarily have the space to have the conversation. So that's why I wanted to create this.
Well, and I think it's a beautiful thing because we talk about here on Living Local a lot neurodivergence and how there's misconceptions about it. And so the movie is really all about a dad kind of navigating his daughter's diagnosis.
Yeah.
What was it like creating this film from a personal standpoint, like emotionally?
You
know what I mean? I mean, this clearly is something that's really close to your heart.
Yeah, emotionally it was tough. It was
Yeah.
tough. Like having to relive some of those moments, it was very, very hard. There's a couple of times where the director, Okima Moore, had to actually pull me back because I mean, there's one scene where I just broke down. Like I really broke down, and she had to pull me back. And personally, it's a story that it was hard to tell.
Right.
It was hard to tell, but I felt like, we had to do it because this is a story that there's so many people that are going through so many families are going through the same thing. And who knows what our story is going to be able to influence later on,
Absolutely. What do you hope people get from the short film when they watch it?
It's a story about love.
Yeah.
It's a story about love. It's a story about fatherhood. It's a story about learning how to communicate with the people around you in a different way. We all have a different way of communicating, and when your kid is on the spectrum or has any type of difference, you as a parent, the goal is to be able to find a way to be able to understand and communicate with them.
Right.
So I think I was in denial in real life.
Right.
In real life, I was in denial. And, you kind of see it in the film where I go from being in denial to now I'm starting to understand. And then, okay, now I have to take ownership of this and make sure my kid is able to thrive later on in life.
Was it cathartic to make this film?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in our behind the scenes documentary, one of the producers, Sassy Nicole Harrison, was asking folks, what's one word that you could say you would take from this film? And for me, it was cathartic. Okima Moore, the director, asked me a question. She said, before we started filming, she said, do you feel like you've forgiven yourself? And without hesitation, I just said, no, I have not. But that scene when I broke down, like really, really broke down, and she had to pull me back, she came over and just whispered in my ear, that's your forgiveness right there.
Poof.
Yeah.
That's big.
Right.
I mean, but it speaks to the power of the film, and I think it's something that people need, because I think a lot of parents navigate what you, and by extension what the character in Love Zuri navigate, which is going through a little bit of denial for a diagnosis.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about where we can see this film, because I know it might appear at some film festivals.
Yeah, so we're waiting now to get our answers back from certain film festivals that we've entered it into. But we are planning a screening here in DC. So we're thinking around Father's Day to have a screening here. So
fantastic.
yeah.
Oh, well,
more information to come on that.
We'll have to have y'all back on. I mean, we want to hear about all of the film festivals you all get into. What is anything on the horizon for you and by extension the team behind Love Zuri?
Yeah. We just got a couple weeks ago got word that our other film, Love Song, made it into the American Black Film Festival.
Huge congrats.
Thank you so much. And it's the same creative team behind it, myself, Okima T. Moore, Love Nafi. We actually met at ABFF.
Oh, wow, yeah.
A lot of magic happens at the lobby of ABFF.
Okay, yeah.
We met at ABFF and we just started having the conversation. Okima had one there a couple of years. We started following each other and just started supporting each other. And I just told her, I was like, hey, I have this idea that I want to bring to life, and spoke to Nafi. Her pen game is wow. She can write.
Awesome.
Spoke to her and she was like, okay, let's do it. And all of us came together. We put a team together, and it's now 2 films later. And we're looking to continue to collaborate.
That is so exciting. Well, we here at Living Local DMV are cheering you all on.
Thank you so much.
As well. And we have the website on the screen for more information about Love Zuri and other projects. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely.